Now is one of the most difficult moments in our history. Now the pressure on Ukraine is one of the highest. Now Ukraine may find itself facing a very difficult choice. Either the loss of dignity or the risk of losing a key partner. Either the difficult 28 points or an extremely harsh winter.
Hello people, I want to briefly talk about this Russian-Ukraine war that has been ongoing for 4 years, or yes, up to 3 to 4 years, Now, recently, America is bringing up 28 peace plan for them to agree so that war can stop. Now, Zelenskyy was talking about dignity, that Ukraine has to agree in dignity, blah, 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 that they can't just accept any peace plan that's given to them. But where is the dignity? Ukraine lost its dignity the day it started the war. Listen to me. You do not go into war, you know you cannot win. That means you cannot start a war. You know quite well you cannot win. Russia is much bigger in size, in population, in technology, in weaponry, in armaments, in every facet of life. Russia is much bigger than Ukraine. And Russia is a nuclear armed nation. It's a super world power. Alongside USA, China, and what have you. These are the 3 super world powers. USA, Russia, and China. You can talk about France and UK, it's okay. But these 3 are the people that are controlling the world. And you decided to fight Russia. What do you expect will be the outcome? Now, they had the Minsk agreement in 2014 that NATO should not expand eastwards. That was the agreement. And Ukraine has been living side by side with Russia after the disintegration of the USSR in those days, in 1991. Now, why didn't you stay neutral and take care of your country? Yes, Joe Biden within those days said that he's gonna join NATO, but you could have said no, because Russia wouldn't tolerate it. And when Russia struck Ukraine in 2022, Ukraine could have gone for solution. Okay, how do we settle this? Okay, we are not going to join it anymore. We are not going to do this. Let's have some security guarantees and part of the whole system. But Zelenskyy decided to go and fight Russia because the European leaders advised him that NATO will back him up. But you do not depend on a third party. You have to look at your strength. Look at what you have before you start looking external help. If you want to do anything in life, you must make sure you are capable of doing it. If help comes, you take it. If help does not come, you leave it. But Ukraine believed in total that NATO will be on his side. Yes, NATO has been assisting him. This war has been between NATO and Russia, I know. But there is a limit to which NATO can support Ukraine. This is what's happening today. So Donald Trump is forcing Zelenskyy to accept this peace plan, in which Russia will have most of the terms in place. Because Russia is winning in the battlefield. Now, Ukraine has destroyed its country. Ukraine has lost millions of people. The soldiers, the civilians, the society has been destroyed. The geopolitics in Ukraine has been altered permanently. It will take years to repair and rebuild Ukraine just because it decided to join NATO. What is the big deal for him to remain neutral? Russia did not invade them. Even though Russia invaded them and took Crimea in 2014, something happened along the line. Why didn't you remain neutral or seek solution the first time the war started? He decided to fight Russia, a nuclear armed power, thinking that NATO will fight to finish. Because there is no way Ukraine can win Russia. It's not possible. Instead of Ukraine to win Russia, Russia will nuke Ukraine. Or it will snowball into World War III. So this is where common sense comes in. So Zelenskyy is talking about Ukraine cannot lose its dignity. Already Ukraine has lost its dignity. The more Ukraine fights, the more it loses its territories. Russia has captured well over 30% of the landmass of Ukraine. They've got many cities. And Russia is saying that Donetsk, the Oblast, all those that must be given to them because they have to settle it based on war performance. And Russia is winning the war. Very dramatically. The world knows it. So there is no way Ukraine can dictate how the peace plan is going to be. It is Russia that will dictate how it's going to be because he's winning the war. If NATO had not intervened or US had not intervened, Ukraine would have been taken all over. Ukraine would have been taken all over since Ukraine would have been surrounded by Russia. Even Ukraine could have been a non-sovereign state because Ukraine cannot fight Russia. Look at it, look at the equation, look at the calculus. There is no way Ukraine can win Russia. NATO knows it, US knows it, every European country knows it. That is not possible. It's mission impossible. So why are you still fighting? Wasting precious lives and properties, destroying the good cities of Ukraine. Ukraine is one of the best cities in the world. Ukraine is one of the best countries in terms of structures and infrastructure and what have you. But today everything is gone. Look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. What are we talking about? Why did you engage in a senseless war? This war should never have started. I've been sure. But today, Ukraine is gone. At the end of the day, Ukraine cannot stay join NATO. At the same time, it has lost more territories. The cities have been destroyed. What a colossal loss. What a tomfoolery. What a huge mistake. If he had settled this war the first time it started, it couldn't have led to this massive destruction. It was Boris that advised him, no, don't do it. We're going to win Russia. We're going to weaken Russia. But today, what is happening? What a mistake. Sometimes they say the government doesn't do anything. That the government is more foolish than its people. And now I'm saying it. Why should Zelenskyy go into a war he knew he wouldn't win? Why did he listen to NATO countries who backed him up for years? But today, they are going back to the peace plan Russia has tabled long time ago, that you can never join NATO. What a terrible mistake. What a terrible situation Ukraine is facing today. Today, Zelenskyy and Ukraine are under pressure to accept the peace plan developed by USA. And Donald Trump is very serious about it. If you don't accept this peace plan, then you lose your US support. So what I'm saying in essence is, do not start what you cannot finish. Do not fight a country you know you cannot win because somebody has supported you from behind that you're going to win. No, match your power with the other country and see whether you can fight to some extent. Where it is not possible, don't go into that war. Today, Ukraine has been destroyed. And at the same time, he's not joining NATO, which was the root cause of the war. I stop here and have a good day.